Welcome to Shul Machshava and the Dash, your sponsor, Lui Nishmas, I'm Yakashol, and Leah Sitzchok. We're holding Basra of Kuf Mem Dalet. The Gemara with base says, Hakol Bidei Shamayim, Chutz Mitzinim Pachim. Everything is Bidei Shamayim, except cold, and Machlokes, two explanations of the Rishonim. Does it mean cold and heat, or it means only cold? Now we have here a tremendous Yesodistic Machlokes Rishonim in the idea of Bchira, free will, that is mentioned here in the Gemara. Toisa asks a question. What do you mean Hakol Bidei Shamayim? Can't a person go and harm himself? Can a person go and commit suicide? Can he decide to cause himself harm? Says Toisa, of course he could. Adam has the ability to do to himself whatever he wants. He can become sick as well. But the difference of tzinim pachim, cold, is something else. There's no gzeir mishamayim on him. Never in Shamayim was nigs of a person to have a cold. He does it to himself. But anything else could come from Shamayim, and a person could also do it on his own. So it comes out according to Taisus. Then we're talking about tzinim pachim, it's always what an Adam does. Any other type of harm that happens to Adam, it can happen either with Shamayim or with Adam. Rashi in Ksuv's Daf Lamed clearly says differently, because the relation of Rashi is Bidei Shamayim, im ba'im puronus ala Adam gzeras melech. Anything that happens to Adam is gzeras melech. Chut v'tzinim upachim shepe'omim sheboim b'pshir. Cold and heat, that's something that can happen to Adam if he does it to himself, and sometimes it'll happen b'Bidei Shamayim. So according to Rashi, when we say that everything but cold cannot happen to Adam unless it was gzeras Shamayim, well, how does he address what Tosis pointed out? Can a person harm himself? Can a person commit suicide? So as the Hakol Wasserman points out in his Sefer Dugmaris Lebiuri Agodis al Derech Pshat, which is printed at the end of Kovitz Horis, that many of the Rishonim hold that a person cannot harm himself unless there's Gzerim Mishamayim. The Rosh Rishon Medover is the Chovos HaLevavos. Chovos HaLevavos Shah B'tochen Perek Dal, there's Marich in this. And he has the shita that most of the Mefarshim, later generations agree with, that there's no harm that can happen to any Adam unless there's Gzeir Mishamayim. Now, usually it's known that we're talking about, can a Baal Bchiro cause harm to somebody else? Meaning, can one person go and kill somebody else if there's no Gzeir Mishamayim? Chovos HaLevavos says no, there cannot be anything wrong that happens to somebody unless there's Gzeir Mishamayim. But the chiddush is, and it's also clearly written down in the Chovos HaLevavos, that even a person for himself, he cannot harm himself, he cannot commit suicide unless there's a gzeir mishamayim, unless there was nigzer or Shoshana, he's going to die that year. So then if a person does kill himself, what do you want from him? That was the gzeir mishamayim. So this is the Chovos HaLevavos answers, and it's really brought down, as the Reb Chaim points out, as the Ramban in Pashas Lech Lecha, when he's speaking about the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Avraham Avinu that the Mitzrim will cause Am Yisrael to suffer. So ask the Ramban why the Mitzrim were punished. So within his words, he has a whole mahalach, and then within his words he adds one sentence. And the sentence is, when Reuven goes and kills Shimon, even though Shimon was supposed to die, that was the Gzeir Mishamayim, but still Reuven will be punished for it. Because Reuven was the killer, Reuven was the murderer. And the simple understanding of this, and this is brought down in many Sfarim, that the pshat is, although Shimon needs to die, but Reuven is not supposed to be the one killing Shimon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Arbeh Shluchim L'Makom, Megalgim Mischus Al Dei Zakai V'Choyv Al Dei Chav, as we saw earlier in the Masechta. So if Shimon needs to die, Shimon will die. But if the Reuven is the one who actually did the Pe'ula of Ritzicho, he's punished for it. Because he went and did a Ma'aser Ritzicha. He did a Ma'aser, which is an Aveira. Even though Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted it to happen, but Tzaddik HaKohen explains it even more. The pshat is that you're punished for the Ratzon, for the will. The Ma'aser was supposed to happen anyway. But the fact that one wanted, or at least was a shoygeg, meaning he by mistake, so he wasn't controlling his will, the fact that his wanting was to do something wrong, on that he's punished. And the fact that he brought himself to that situation. Zokar Hakol Wasserman, this is the pshat also when a person commits suicide. If a person goes and harms himself, he will not die according to these Rishonim, unless it was Gzeir Mishamayim. But if he took the action, he took the initiative to do it, so that he gets punished for it. And with this we have an answer to the question of Tosis Yishonim Ksubis Davlamet. Tosis Yishonim asked that the Mishnah Nova says, Al Korchecho Atachai. You're forced to live. A person doesn't have the choice if to live or to die. So Tosis Yishonim says means that naturally one does not want to kill himself. So therefore, that's what Al Korchecho Atachai means according to Tosis. Says according to the Chavis Lavovis, the Ramban, and according to what we Bidei and Rashi, Pshat is there's no way, a person is not able to kill himself if there's no Gzerah Shamayim. Only if there's a Gzerah for him to die, he will die, and if not, he won't. So comes here a tremendous Machlokes Rishonim. Does a person Baal Bchira, does a person have the free will to go and cause harm to himself and to other people? And this is a very, very big sugi. We just touched upon a little bit of it, one tipa minayam. And the beginning of this discussion is over here in this thesis. Anyone who wants to join Shomachshava email us to WhatsApp group, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.